La kalau ulo na katola mo porta ko ngabi ko vida na tingin. Ni meron ng imbita na ko ko. Ini kay guna taga nangun scrub. Puri tengah bongko bi kimi ka sa smile. Gabi ko ya. Bula mati.
Bula mati?
Yo, ko pa daran do kami Australia. GD mati.
Ko. Siya ni GD mati. It's good day, mate.
Okay, shit. Sa good. Rita, kayo ko ka pa Leonard po.
Siya nga singto na Leonard ba na rugby league?
Yo. Baka pa nang ulchi.
Yo, mati. Araw nang ulchi.
Ha?
Ata mo, mati.
One thing players can always agree on is to have a nice cup of tea and a bucket load of FMF Breakfast Crackers. FMF Breakfast Crackers. Masa achi, achi da.
I'm looking forward to some family time. I'm cooking up a bit of surprise, making memories that last a lifetime. Come on everybody, let's sing this song. Ooh, there's a feeling in the air. Yeah, everybody let's share. Ooh, let's come together and celebrate. Have fun with family and
FMF friend. Mula ni mataka ni viti. Oyang mula marau ena beisinga. Nabakandi ni kebo ni ngau nango. Pakandina ndina takisai ikonga. Seni churi ruang dua mea dobanga. Ebi.
Sprinkled to your satisfaction. Kneaded with passion. Dusted to perfection. By FMF, a promise of quality. In association with Crest Eggs, Crest is Best, Edmund's Baking Powder, and supported by Malia.
Bulavanaka and welcome to My Perfect Bake, right here on My TV. I'm your host, Jacquee Speight. The recipes we showcase this season are for everyone, easy to follow and affordable to make. We're also giving 2 lucky viewers a chance weekly to win fantastic hampers, thanks to FMF Foods Limited, Malia Clothing, and some of my favorite small businesses. A lot happening on My Perfect Bake, so stay close. We have a very special guest joining me in the kitchen today, and this special guest of mine will be my kitchen hand. A hint, he's super fast, so this dish that we are making today will be super fast and super easy to make. Have you guys guessed yet? Well, anyways, joining me on the show today is Banuve. Hey, Ban.
Hello, Jacquee.
So good to have you here.
Thank you very much for having me.
See, I hope you guys guessed it because, did you know I dropped all the hints? The super fast, super easy, the dish, super easy.
Oh, okay. I'll just focus on that for now.
Anyways, today we're making one of the classics, Afghans. Now, I absolutely love a good cookie. And these days I found it hard to find the perfect cookie when out and about in Suva. And thankfully, I found Cookies and Cream, Fiji. They're on Instagram. I don't know if you've come across them or not, but Cookies and Cream is run by Ilisoni and his mom, and they are my go-to for cookies. And then some days my daughter prefers us making them at home. So Bans, have you made Afghans before?
I've heard of them, but I haven't tried it. So this will be my first time.
You've never tried an Afghan cookie?
No, I haven't.
Oh, I'm so excited for you.
Stayed loyal to FMF's chunky choc chip cookie.
Of course, of course. I really like their new one. It's super tasty. Lots of chocolate in it. If you haven't tried it, you must. So, be sure to check out your nearest store for it. Now, do you know how the Afghan got its name?
No, I don't.
Well, when it comes to the history of the Afghan biscuits, nobody's really sure when, how, or why they came to be, despite the fact that they're so loved by New Zealanders. I mean, everyone in New Zealand, anywhere you go in New Zealand, actually, you're sure to find Afghans. And One of the most popular theories about the biscuits' origins is that they were first used as rations for the New Zealand soldiers serving in the Second Afghan War, back in the second half of the 19th century. Interesting, right? Yes. So these types of biscuits were most likely baked by the wives of the men serving on the front lines and shipped with government-issued rations that the soldiers received. Absolutely interesting.
Well, more than
because
just a
bare
cookie,
necessities, yeah, you know, when you think about it at the time, they probably just had the cornflakes or the weetbix, they only had some sugar, they had some butter, and bare necessities. So just to give them a little treat, a little taste of home, they made the Afghans. Absolutely wonderful. So for today's session, we'll be using the same recipe that my daughter and I have been following since lockdown last year. And this one is thanks to Kana Level Kitchen. They had a series of easy lockdown recipes to follow, and this was a favorite of ours. So for this, we'll need 200 grams of softened butter, half a cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence, 1 1/4 cup of plain FMF flour, which we're going to be taking out as soon as we begin baking, 1 1/4 cup of cocoa, which is right here, and 1 1/2 cups of cornflakes. If you don't have cornflakes but you have weetbix at home, you can also use weetbix. When it comes to the sugar, it's up to you. You can use brown sugar or white sugar. For the butter, we're using butter, but you can also use margarine if that works best for you. So just some of the things that you can use to substitute. And for the icing of the cookies, we have over here 1 cup of icing sugar, 2 heaps tablespoons of cocoa, 1 cup of vanilla essence, and 1 tablespoon of butter. And those are the ingredients. Barnes, are you excited?
Very excited. Let's go.
Oh, I'm super excited, especially the fact that you're going to taste these for the first time. Yep. Honestly. Stay with us. We're going to take a quick break.
Sprinkle to your satisfaction. Kneaded with passion. Dusted to perfection. By FMF, a promise of quality. In association with Crest Eggs, Crest is Best, Edmund's Baking Powder, and supported by Malia.
Kalau ko ulo na katola mo porta ko ngabi ko vida na tingin ni berong imbita na bunong ko. Jadi kay guna taga nangun scrub. Buri tengah bongko bi kimika sa smile. Gabi ko ya. Bula mati.
Bula mati?
Yo, ko pa daran do kami Australia. GD mati.
Ko. Siya ni GD mati. It's good day, mate.
Okay, shit. Sa dulu. Rita, kayu gula ka na Leonard po.
Siya nga Sington na Leonard ba na rugby league?
Yo, maka ba nangunchi?
Iyo, mati, araw nangunchi.
Ha?
Ata mo, mati.
One thing players can always agree on is to have a nice cup of tea and a bucket load of FMF Breakfast Crackers. FMF Breakfast Crackers. Masa achi, achi da.
I'm cooking up a bit of surprise, making memories that last a lifetime. Come on, everybody, let's sing this song. Ooh, mintamaro watamai, le nalalo mai wasibi. Ooh, beira nalala, mendakaila watamai, kaseringa and
Chow chicken noodles, yay! Chow chicken noodles when you hungry, yaar. Fire chow. Chow chicken noodles, fire chow. Hungry, yaar. So delicious, so tasty, ay, ay, ay. Chow chicken noodles, hungry, yaar. Fire chow. Very tasty, so delicious, yummy, yummy, hungry, yaar. Chow chicken noodles, hungry, yaar. Chow chicken noodles, hungry, yaar. Fire chow.
I'm looking forward to some family time. I'm cooking up a bit of surprise. Making memories that last a lifetime. Come on, everybody, let's sing this song. Ooh, there's a feeling in the air. Yeah, everybody, let's share. Ooh, let's come together and celebrate. Have fun with family.
You'll need all your energy when you go back to play rugby. So I'm making you lots and lots of breakfast crackers. Don't tell the other players your secret to a great game or how good FMF breakfast crackers taste. I only want you to eat the best, Joelle.
Sprinkled to your satisfaction. Kneaded with passion. Dusted to perfection. By FMF, a promise of quality. In association with Crest Eggs, Crest is Best, Edmund's Baking Powder, and supported by Malia.
Welcome back to the FMF My Perfect Bake show right here on My TV. In the kitchen with me today, none other than Buns. And we're finally going to get down to making these yummy Afghans. Are you excited?
Very excited.
First things first. We're going to be adding our three first ingredients, which is butter. Can you add that in, please?
So I'll put this in.
Yep, all of it.
You need that.
Sugar.
All right.
And vanilla essence.
Hope this pours well.
Oh, it
yeah.
will. And then he's going to
Right.
beat this until it gets to a nice creamy texture. So you want to
Okay.
do the honors or would you like me to do it? Just needs to be on one.
Okay.
You've used this before, right?
I'm using it now, so might as well.
Get it all in. Awesome.
Doesn't look that easy.
So mix it all in. All right, I think that's done. There you have it. Good mixing, Buns. Do you do a lot of cooking at home?
Not really. Cooking, yes. Baking, no.
Okay, so who's the baker in the house?
My wife.
Oh, what does she bake?
She does a lot of pancakes like we did last time.
If anyone
Bambakau.
watched, Buns, Corley and I were part of the FMF World Flour Day pancake bake-off. Corley says he won. Buns and I disagree with that, but that's a story for another day. Anyways, our mixture is now ready and we're now going to add in the final ingredients. So I'll let you put that in. We've got the cornflakes. Remember, if you don't have cornflakes but you have weetbix at home, you can use weetbix instead of cornflakes. However, if you do not have cornflakes or weetbix, you don't need them. They just become simple chocolate cookies. And then we're going to add the cocoa.
Right.
I'm going to open this up. And here we're going to add 1 1/4 cup of FMF plain flour. There you go. 1.
Right.
And can I have the 1/4 cup, please?
There you go.
And then you're just going to mix it all in
right.
using the spatula. Go for gold.
Let's go.
And now we're just mixing it in until we get a nice chocolatey dough. Buns, that looks so good. You've done a fantastic job. I'm so happy you're here. Otherwise, you know, I'd be out of breath and Lord knows. Thank you so much for this. What I'm going to get you to do now is butter the pan. So here you go. You can use the leftover butter from this.
All right.
And just
There's
pop
another
that.
one there,
Yeah.
so-
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Just use the leftover. That way we don't have to waste anything. And just get that all over and then put the paper back on top. So Once this is done, all we're doing is I'm using a tablespoon. You can do whatever works for you, really. If you don't need a tablespoon and you can just do it with your fingers, that's totally fine. But my daughter and I prefer to use a tablespoon. And just get out a little ball like that. I'm gonna roll it into a round, nice ball. And there you have it. There's your first one. Then when we put it down, we're just going to press it down.
It's almost like painting.
Yes. For you, yes.
Yeah. I'm enjoying this.
There you go. Now we can put this on. Okay. So I've got the first one here. I'm going to press it down, seal it in.
All right.
Awesome. There you go. Here's the first one. We're just going to place that on right here. One. And then we're just going to press it down. See? Everyone has different ways of doing this, but this works for us. Again, this recipe is so easy. And thanks to the wonderful team over at Kana Level Kitchen for this.
So it really depends on how big you want.
Yeah, it just depends on how big you want it. So if they're big ones, that means we're only going to get maybe 4 or 5 each.
So the
depending. The more the merrier, exactly. There you go. Second one, and just press that down in the middle.
All right.
You want to grab the other spoon?
Yep, right here.
You just fill it how much you want. Make sure you wash your hands before doing this. Our hands are nice and clean. Why you pause for?
No. I remembered right away.
Tell me something.
Yeah.
How has becoming a father changed your outlook on life?
I've become more patient being a father.
You know, our children teach us that patience.
Yeah. And just grateful for everything that's been happening so far with the pandemic and stuff.
Yeah.
Just happy that I've got a roof over my head and we're eating every day. And thankfully FMF coming through with all the goodies. So just really grateful.
That's wonderful. Yeah. Did you find during the lockdown that I found personally for myself, my daughter and I spent so much time together.
Yes.
Did you find that as well with the family, with your wife and the children?
Definitely.
You know, despite all the negative side, the negativities faced during the lockdown, I think the one thing a lot of people can appreciate is the time that we got to spend with our families. How was that for you and the boys and your wife?
Lucky enough, we live right next to the beach, so we had a lot of beach days going on. A lot of fishing in between as well, so we had all the activities going, so it was really exciting and also irritating too at times, you know. Everybody wanting their own personal space, but we couldn't get out whenever we wanted to. So yeah.
And now cookies have been laid out and they are looking so good. They're also ready to go into the oven, and we're going to pop them into the oven for 15 to 18 minutes at 180 degrees. Well, Buns, are you ready to do the honors?
Ready.
I love this for us.
Sprinkle to your satisfaction. Kneaded with passion. Dusted to perfection. By FMF, a promise of quality. In association with Crest Eggs, Crest is best, Edmund's Baking Powder, and supported by Malia.
Kalau udah nakatulong mo porta ko lang abi ko vida na tingin ni meron kay imbita na ko nung Jadi kay guna taga nangun scrub. Puri nga bongko bi kimi ka sa smile. Gabi ko ya. Bula mati.
Bula mati?
Yo, kung makamdaran doon kami Australia, GD mati.
Kong, siya ni GD mati. It's good day, mate.
Okay, shit. Sa siguro. Rita, kayo ko lang Leonard po.
Siya nga sing to na Leonard ba na rugby league?
Yo, mata ba ng ulchi?
Iyo mati, araw ng ulchi.
Ha?
Ata mo mati.
One thing players can always agree on is to have a nice cup of tea and a bucket load of FMF Breakfast Crackers. FMF Breakfast Crackers. Masa achi, achi da.
I'm looking forward to some family time. I'm cooking up a bit of surprise, making memories that last a lifetime. Come on, everybody, let's sing this song. Ooh, there's a feeling in the air. Yeah, everybody, let's share. Ooh, let's come together and celebrate. Have fun with family.
FMF friend. Mula ni mataka ni viti Moyango mula marau Lena beisinga Nabakandi nike mauninga unango Pakandina nina takisai hikonga Seni churiru andua mea dhobanga Ebi
Sprinkle to your satisfaction. Kneaded with passion. Dusted to perfection. By FMF, a promise of quality. In association with Crest Eggs, Crest is best, Edmund's baking powder, and supported by Malia.
Welcome back to the FMF My Perfect Bake show. We're here in the kitchen with buns and we've been making Afghan cookies. Our cookies have been baking for 15 to 18 minutes at 180 degrees in the oven. And right now they're finally out. They've cooled down. How good do they look?
Perfect.
It smells so good in here. Honestly, it really does. I say this all the time. Okay, just wait. We'll get to the taste test. That's because they just smell so good. But before we can even enjoy them, we have to make our icing. So first things first, you're going to continue with the mixing as always.
All right.
We've got our icing sugar and it's very simple. We're just going to pour everything in. So we've got the icing sugar, we've got the butter, right?
Just push this out some more.
Yeah, go ahead. And vanilla essence. All right, mix it all up with
All
that.
right. Get that off.
I'll do it. What am I doing? Never mind. There you go. It's in. Pop it in and then start. Oh,
Just switch this on.
there you go. Switch off. Now that we've got all of that in, wait, we're going to add the cocoa. Give it that chocolatey taste, look, feel. You know what? Why don't you put the mixer aside and then just go for it with the spatula? I think it's so much easier. Just to fold it all in, huh?
Awesome.
There you go. You're really good at this. So
Enjoy
tell
the
me,
mixing part.
but you don't bake anything at home?
No, I don't.
Now you have
Just
an
do it.
easy recipe to follow.
Exactly. Probably calling the boys to come and do the mixing for me instead.
I'm sure there'll be more taste testing than mixing happening. That's one thing you'll need to really keep an eye out for. See, it's looking really good. Get it all in there. You see all those little bumps? You're gonna have to, yeah, press it. Great, that's done.
Over to you, Jackie.
Thank you so much. Oh, that looks fantastic. Love having you in the kitchen. Lots of strength. So now, just gonna get your teaspoon.
Yep.
Then you just get one. I know, right? You just get one cookie. You scoop whatever you need. Just place that on top. And thing is, you don't have to cover the whole thing, all right? You're only just, see that? Just in the center.
I was gonna dump the whole thing.
Of course you would. There you go. It's up to you how much you want to put on.
Very
Some
sweet,
guys like,
so-
well, go for it. Some like to do just 1 scoop, some like a double scoop. There you go. And the thing is, you can do walnuts on these, or you can put peanuts on this, you know, to really make it local. You can add some peanuts to it. Otherwise, you don't need to add any nuts on top. You just, yeah, that's definitely yours, Banuve.
Yep. The more the merrier.
And that's it, the final product. What do you think?
Let's go. Ready to go.
Did you enjoy making this with us?
I really did.
Well, I'm happy that you've learned something new, and I've attempted something on my own without a professional in the kitchen. I think it's a win-win situation. We're winning tonight. Anyways, time for the taste test. Go ahead.
Which one has the most chocolate?
Obviously. That looks so good. Cheers.
Cheers.
Really good, huh?
The only thing disappointing, it's not enough chocolate.
He's a chocoholic. These are super tasty. It's the right amount of sweetness because the cookie itself isn't that sweet. And then you've got that crispiness, that nice crunch.
They complement each other very well. So
easy to follow recipe. Buns, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
Are you going to be taking these home for the kids?
Taking the whole thing, but I don't think I'll be sharing with anybody.
Well, you have to make them a new batch.
I'll try.
Anyways, glad you could join us for this episode on the My Perfect Bake Show. I look forward to your company in our future episodes. Now, for a copy of this recipe, be sure to check out the comment box of this episode on the My TV Facebook and YouTube pages. As mentioned, we're giving 2 viewers the chance to win a hamper each, thanks to FMF Foods Limited, Malia Clothing, and some of my favorite small businesses. Be sure to head over to the FMF Foods Limited Instagram page for all the details. We've thoroughly enjoyed your company. I'll see you again soon. Stay sweet.
You're a star, yes you are. Keep pushing through. FMF is there for you. We can make it true. Lead the way, create a path, follow through and just have a blast. You're a star, yes you are. Keep pushing through. FMF, a promise of quality.
Sprinkle to your satisfaction. Kneaded with passion. Dusted to perfection. By FMF, a promise of quality. In association with Crest Eggs, Crest is Best, Edmund's Baking Powder, and supported by Malia.